In the vast expanse of the universe, on the desert planet of Arrakis, a legend was born. A legend that would forever change the course of human history. This is the story of Paul Atreides, also known as Muad'Dib, the prophesied savior of the Fremen and the most pivotal figure in the epic saga of Dune. Paul's story begins on Caladan, a planet of oceans and greenery where House Atreides stood for justice and honor. In the galaxy's tapestry of planets and powers, Caladan shines as a jewel of water and life. It is here, amidst the crashing waves and verdant cliffs, that the story of Paul Atreides begins. A story of destiny, legacy, and the earthly shaping of a leader. Born into House Atreides, Paul is the heir to a legacy of honor, justice, and leadership. His father, Duke Leto, and his mother, Lady Jessica, provide him with a life filled with love, education, and the weight of future expectations. Paul's education here is particularly rigorous and diverse. Trained in the art of combat by Duncan Idaho and Gurney Halleck, he learns not just to fight, but to understand the deeper strategies of war and peace. But Paul's training goes beyond the physical. Under the guidance of his mother, a member of the mysterious Bene Gesserit sisterhood, Paul is introduced to the way of the voice and the subtleties of political and psychological manipulation. In a universe where computers are forbidden, the human mind's capabilities are pushed to their limits. Paul is trained as a mentat, a human computer, enhancing his analytical thinking and decision-making skills to superhuman levels. Paul's education also encompasses the philosophy of leadership. Understanding the responsibilities of power, the nuances of ruling, and the complexities of interstellar politics prepares Paul for his role as a leader of men and a pivotal figure in the galaxy. Interwoven with Paul's training is the heavy mantle of prophecy. Destined to be the Kwisatz Haderach, a figure of immense power and change, Paul grapples with expectations that stretch beyond the imaginable. Paul's education prepares him for this role, balancing the expectations of destiny with his personal growth and choices. Paul's relationships with his mentors, his family, and the people of Caladan shape his understanding of leadership, loyalty, and love. These bonds are his strength, grounding him as he faces the challenges of his destiny. As the political machinations of the galaxy conspire to send House Atreides to the desert planet of Arrakis, Paul's early life on Caladan comes to an end. But the lessons he has learned and the relationships he has forged will be the bedrock upon which he will face his destiny. The training and education of Paul Atreides blend combat, strategy, philosophy, and survival into a foundation that will carry him through the trials of Arrakis and beyond. The turning point in Paul's life, Arrakis, is the sole source of the universe's most valuable substance, the spice Melange. It is here, among the sands and the spice, that Paul's latent abilities begin to awaken, setting him on the path to becoming Muad'Dib. The arrival of House Atreides on Arrakis is not just a change of scenery, but a strategic move orchestrated by the Padishah Emperor and the Harkonnen, setting the stage for a galactic power struggle. For Paul, the stark landscape of Arrakis is a far cry from the oceans of Caladan. His first encounter with the desert planet is marked by awe and a profound sense of destiny. The Fremen, the indigenous people of Arrakis, present a crucial aspect of Paul's journey. Skilled survivors of the harsh desert, they hold the key to understanding the true value of Arrakis. The transition to Arrakis brings with it not just environmental challenges, but political ones. House Atreides must navigate the treacherous waters of Arrakis politics, facing off against their mortal enemies, the Harkonnen, and the ever-watchful eyes of the Emperor. At the heart of Arrakis' challenges is the spice harvest. Paul quickly learns the dangers and rewards of spice mining, including the ever-present threat of the giant sandworms. The arrival of Paul Atreides on Arrakis marks the beginning of a saga that will see him transform from a young duke's son to a figure of myth and legend. The desert planet is not just a backdrop, but a character in its own right, shaping the destinies of all who dare to walk its sands. In the vastness of the Arrakis desert, Paul and his mother, Lady Jessica, will forge an alliance with the Fremen that will shake the foundations of the known universe. Through trials, tribulations, and the fulfillment of ancient prophecies, Paul will emerge as a leader, a warrior, and a visionary for the Fremen and all who would follow him. Indeed, arriving on Arrakis, Paul and his mother Jessica are thrust into the unforgiving desert. It's among the Fremen that they find refuge, marking the beginning of Paul's deep integration into their culture and traditions. Paul's journey with the Fremen begins with suspicion and challenge. Through trials and demonstrations of strength and wisdom, Paul earns the respect of the Fremen, adopting their ways and customs. Embraced by the Fremen, Paul is given the name Muad'Dib, after the desert mouse, symbolizing his adaptability and resilience. This name marks his new identity and destiny among the desert people. Among the Fremen, Paul learns the secrets of survival, from the use of still suits to the sacred rituals involving the spice melange. His understanding and respect for the Fremen culture deepen, forging a powerful bond. The Fremen are guided by an ancient prophecy of Alisan al-Gaib, a messiah who would lead them to freedom. Paul's unique abilities and knowledge, passed down by his Bene Gesserit mother, position him as this prophesied figure, destined to lead the Fremen to a glorious future. Paul's duel with Jamis, a Fremen warrior, is a turning point. His victory not only earns him a place among the Fremen, but also marks the beginning of his acceptance of the Muad'Dib mantle. Perhaps the most pivotal moment in Paul's ascension is his survival of the Water of Life, a poisonous liquid that grants profound psychic abilities. Surviving this deadly trial, Paul gains unprecedented powers, cementing his place as the leader of the Fremen and the prophesied Kwisatz Haderach. Paul Atreides' journey from a displaced noble to the reverend leader of the Fremen is a tale of adaptation, survival, and destiny. Living among the Fremen, Paul transforms not only himself, but the very fabric of Arrakis and its people. But amidst the machinations of power and the struggle for the spice melange also lies a tale of love. For a deep bond between Chani, a Fremen warrior, and Paul Atreides flowers amidst the sands of Arrakis. Their meeting marks the start of a partnership forged in the crucible of survival. Chani and Paul's relationship is intertwined with the fabric of Arrakis itself. Together, they navigate the intricacies of Fremen culture, the dangers of the desert, and the weight of prophecy that hangs over Paul Muad'Dib. Chani's unwavering support and understanding become Paul's solace in the face of the immense pressures of leading the Fremen and fulfilling his destiny. Chani is not only Paul's companion, but also his anchor, grounding him with her wisdom and the perspective of the Fremen. Her influence shapes Paul's decisions and his understanding of Arrakis and its people. Together, Chani and Paul embody the convergence of two worlds, symbolizing the potential for change and the hope for Arrakis. As his bound concubine, Chani, also known by her intimate name, Sihaya, will bear him children, whom, though born into a legacy of conflict, represent the future for which they fight. Their love story is not without its sacrifices. The path they walk is fraught with loss and the shadows of prophecy. Yet, in their shared moments, in their dreams for Arrakis, lies the true strength of their bond. As Muad'Dib, Paul unites the scattered tribes of the Fremen, channeling their discontent into a formidable force capable of challenging the Harkonnen and the Imperium itself. Transcending his noble birth, he becomes a symbol of revolution, leading his followers in a jihad that would forever alter the political landscape of the galaxy. Under Paul's leadership, the Fremen embark on a campaign of guerrilla warfare against the Harkonnen and the corrupt Imperium. Paul's strategic genius and the Fremen's unparalleled combat skills turn the tide of power on Arrakis. The climax of Paul's rise to power is the battle for Arrakeen, where he confronts the Harkonnen and the Emperor himself, demanding surrender and asserting his dominance over Arrakis and the spice. Victorious, Paul Atreides becomes Emperor, marrying Princess Irulan Corrino to solidify his claim, despite the fact that he considers Chani his wife in all but name. His rule marks the beginning of a new era for Arrakis and the galaxy, as he vows to transform the desert planet into a lush world. Paul Atreides stands as a testament to the power of belief and the weight of prophecy. His journey from noble son to desert messiah reshapes not only his destiny, but the destiny of all who dwell in the Dune Universe. But is Paul Atreides truly the Kwisatz Haderach? As we have discussed, The Kwisatz Haderach, a term from the ancient language of the Bene Gesserit, refers to a prophesied superbeing, capable of bridging space and time, to see into both male and female lines of ancestry. But how does Paul fit into this prophecy? From a young age, Paul displayed extraordinary abilities, surpassing the training and expectations of the Bene Gesserit. His prescient visions and deep understanding of the spice Melange hinted at a destiny far beyond that of a mere duke's son. The true test of the Kwisatz Haderach lies in his ability to survive the ingestion of the water of life, a concentrated form of spice essence lethal to all but the prophesied one. Paul's survival and subsequent awakening suggest he might indeed be the one foretold. Despite Paul's remarkable achievements and fulfillment of many prophecies, doubts linger. The Bene Gesserit had not intended for Paul to be the Kwisatz Haderach. Their plans aimed for a controlled breeding program. His premature arrival raises questions about the true nature of prophecy and destiny. Paul himself wrestles with his identity and the weight of his powers. His visions of the future, while unparalleled, bring him anguish and a sense of entrapment within the paths laid out by fate. Does this inner conflict align with the Bene Gesserit's vision of the Kwisatz Haderach? As Muad'Dib, Paul unites Arrakis and sets forth events that would change the universe. His legacy, intertwined with the Fremen Jihad, fulfills parts of the prophecy, yet his reign and actions deviate from the Bene Gesserit's intended path for the Kwisatz Haderach. The Bene Gesserit, a powerful order with their own agenda, cultivated the prophecy through their Missionaria Protectiva, seeding myths across the universe to manipulate societies for their own ends. As we delve deeper, we must therefore question the very nature of messianic prophecy. Is it a guiding light towards a destined future, or a shadow cast by those seeking to mold the universe to their own will? Skeptics argue that the prophecy was a tool, a narrative constructed by the Bene Gesserit to manipulate political outcomes and ensure their place at the nexus of power. Believers, however, see the fulfillment of the prophecy as an inevitability, guided by forces beyond mere manipulation. The fervent belief of the Fremen in Paul Muad'Dib propels him to power, yet this belief is built on a foundation of orchestrated prophecies and Paul's own manipulation of events. Does the power of belief validate his status as a prophet, or does it reveal the mechanisms of control at play? The belief in a Messiah can unite or divide, inspire or control. Through the lens of Dune, we see how societies are shaped by the prophecies they believe, for better or for worse. In our journey through the Dune Universe, we've uncovered layers of meaning within the concept of the Kwisatz Haderach and the nature of prophecy itself. The line between destiny and manipulation remains as blurred as a mirage on the horizon. As we ponder the mysteries of the universe, we are reminded of the power of belief and the endless search for truth in the sands of time. Paul Atreides' journey from a young duke to the messianic Muad'Dib is evidence of the human spirit's indomitable will to survive. But beneath the surface of this prophecy-laden path, questions linger. Is Paul Atreides truly the savior he is believed to be, or is he a false prophet, shaped by circumstances and manipulation? Through the sands of time, the legend of Paul Atreides endures, a testament to the enduring potential of Frank Herbert's visionary work. His story is not just of a man, but of humanity's endless quest for meaning in the cosmos. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of Paul Atreides. Until next time, continue to explore the vast worlds of literature with us as we travel through the pages of time and imagination.